Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most fundamental concepts in SAP Financial Accounting, the General Ledger or simply GL. In this video, we are not going to talk about configuration or screen navigation in details here. It is just to understand the concept behind General Ledger in SAP, how master data is created, what are the chart of accounts, how GL is created at chart of account level or company code level, how chart of accounts are organized, what is central organization of chart account or decentral organization, what are the important fields in chart of account, master data level or company code master data level, how uh, income statement account or P&L accounts are treated, yeah, like how retained earning accounts are maintained. So we'll try to understand those concepts, and this will be in detail about that. Okay, so let's dive in topic by topic in this video and understand. Okay, let's start. So in this video, I would like to talk about the purpose of the general ledger. So let's understand what is a general ledger. So let's start simple. Uh, Understand general ledger as the central repository of for all the accounting data in an organization. Okay, it holds all financial transactions, not just any transactions. I'm talking about those that impact the company's balance sheet and income statement. So in SAP, the GL is part of FI module, which is deeply connected with other modules like material management, sales and distribution, controlling, because every transaction, whether it is a sales, a purchase, a payment, or in the asset depreciation entries, eventually makes its way to the general ledger. Okay, so you can say whether selling a product, paying a vendor, receiving goods, these all have a financial impact and all comes and sit in the general ledger. Okay, so general ledger is a complete record of all business transactions. Okay, now the question comes, why is general ledger so important? General ledger isn't just some data dump. Okay, it is an structured view of how a company is performing financially, because SAP GL feeds directly into the balance sheets, profit and loss statements, cash flows, journals. Okay, can be used by regulatory compliances for the purpose of tax, audit, statutory reportings. This all comes from the accurate GL data. Okay, and even your internal decisions making. Okay, because all managers or project managers or business people, they are depend on GL data to understand the profitability, performance by business units. Okay, and this all can be reviewed anytime, right? It's in SAP. So now we understand what is a general ledger, okay, and why it is important. Now the next questions should come in your mind, like how GL is structured in SAP. That we will see in our next video, okay, where I will going to talk about GL structures more in detail. Hmm? So till that, if you like this video, give a thumbs up. In this video, we will talk about GL account master data and how is it structured in SAP. So first understand what is GL account master data. So in SAP, GL account master data is the long-term data of a GL account that specifies its functions within the general ledger. So this GL account master records basically controls the posting of accounting transaction to the general ledger accounts and how it will be processed with respect to postings of the data. Okay, so GL account master data is must to be created in SAP if you want to post to a general ledger account. Okay, very simple. Now, how these GL master records are divided into two areas and why it is divided? First of all, like many companies nowadays, okay, they are big companies, MNCs. They have several company codes running across regions. Geologic means like location wise, yeah, different countries. So we have this chart of account area where all characteristics which can contain cross company code data is is specified in the chart of account area. One, okay, and then as there are several company codes, multiple company codes, and every company code can have its own flavor for the general ledger accounts, right? Uh, so that attributes or characteristics are defined in the company code specific area. Major example which I can talk about is like currency. Okay, let's say for any general ledger account, let's say for account number is, let's say, 1000. Okay, which is defined obviously in the chart of account area with the text, okay, which can be like petty case. Let's say it is a petty case account, and now this particular account can be used by multiple company codes, right? So company which is in Germany, this can also use this account. Yeah, the company code which is in United Kingdom, that can also use this account. Yeah, in the same chart because they are using same chart of account. Yeah, and company in the USA also can use same account number. Yeah, but currencies, let's say one is in which is in Germany, it will use currency euro. Yeah, UK will have account currency as GBP, and USA one of course will have account currency as USD, right? So that's how why we have two area structured this way. Okay, now let's move to the next slide and understand this structure in more details. Okay, so here you see when we are going to create GL account master records, there is several objects which play important role, okay, or central role, okay, in creation of master records. First is chart of account list. Okay, so chart of account list is nothing, as from the name it comes, okay, it contains all the chart of accounts that you want, or like and can be supported within a SAP system. Okay, like maybe one chart of account for let's say for Germany, one chart of account for UK, one chart of account for USA, one chart of account for India, one chart of account for China, one chart of account for Latin American countries, one chart of account for Canada, like that. Okay, so there can be several chart of accounts, and this is called chart of account list. Okay, then next object is our chart of accounts. So chart of accounts in SAP is a list of all GL account master records, okay, which are used in one or several company codes. Okay, and this chart of accounts contains the account number, the account name, and other controlling information which will be uh, which will be used, or which will be uh, influencing other GL account behavior in other company, all the company codes which are assigned to this chart of account, okay, and using that particular GL account. Okay, Then there is something called account group, that is also very important object. It is actually having summary of characteristics that control the creation of master records. So when you do the creation of master records, account group actually can determine like which fields must or can be filled when creating the master record. Okay, and other than that, it can also be used to predefine number intervals, like from which the number of the master records should be chosen. Okay, right, we can see those in more details in the next slides, don't worry about it. Just but just for purpose, just for an overview, understand that account group is two jobs. One is defining the number intervals, predefine the number intervals, okay, for the GL accounts, and second is determining the which field must or can be filled when creating the that particular GL account master records. Okay, then the last object which can be used is like GL account master record in the company code. As I explained earlier also, it contains company code specific informations which control the entry of data to this account and management of this account. Okay, so that's all about environment of the GL account master records. Hope you are liking this and understanding it. Follow continuous in the next video. You will find about all those. I will talk about all those objects in details. Okay, so let's go to the next video then. Okay, so let's talk about chart of account list. So chart of account list is a directory of all charts of accounts that can be used in the SAP system. In the chart of account list, you enter all chart of the accounts that you require for your company. Okay, and this can be done on basis of various characteristics of the individual company codes. For example, where company code is based, or what is the corporate structure, what are the legal requirements and things, right? You can you can access chart of account list via OB13T code or via this particular SPRO path. Okay, and as when you enter, you will see that there are some default chart of accounts provided by SAP itself for each country, which if it makes sense you can use it. Okay, and also as you should understand that a chart of account can be used by several company codes or even one to one also. Okay, as example highlighted here. Now if you go to creation of chart of accounts, okay, first we need to understand that chart of account is nothing but list of all GL accounts which can be used by one or several company codes. And in SAP actually, a chart of account can have three different functions in the system. It can work as an operating chart of account where it contains the GL accounts that business use for posting in your company code during daily activities. This is also called a standard chart of account. This must be assigned to the company code, and this chart of account is used by both financial accounting and controlling. Okay, then there are two optional chart of accounts functionalities. One is called group chart of account. So a chart of account can act as a group chart of accounts when it's containing the GL account that are used by entire corporate group, and this allows companies to provide reports for the entire corporate group. And group chart of account is assigned to an operating chart of account, but it can be an optional. Okay, then second functionality is country specific chart of accounts. So country specific chart of accounts contains the GL accounts that are needed to meet the country's legal requirements. Okay, and so this helps to provide country's legal requirements. Okay, and again assignment of country specific chart of account to a company code is again optional. Okay, so these are the three functionalities of a chart of accounts. Now let's go to next topic, how we create chart of account. So we go to chart of account list via OB13. Once enter, we can create our own chart of account, okay, by clicking on new entries. And when we enter, okay, new chart of account, we have to understand that in the new chart of account we enter like we can enter your name and description, yeah, just for so that you can understand. Then basically following settings we do there. We do general settings like maintenance language. Maintenance language setting we do to make sure in what language GL account will be created or changed. Okay, so if like here, if it is English, it means this GL account will be created or changed in the English language. Then we can enter length of the GL account number. So length of the GL account number also depends on your requirement. Maximum allowed is 10, and whatever less you give, like if you give 6, then 4 internally in SAP, uh, numerical, if it is numerical, you know, a GL account number, then 4 zeros are padded to the left side, and if it is alphanumeric, then system pads some zeros number from left or right, okay, whether it's numeric or alphanumeric. Okay, then we have consolidation here, very important, yeah. As I was talking about that chart of account can act as a group chart of account also. So if you think that in your standard chart of account it needs to refer to some group chart of account, you can enter here for consolidation purpose. Okay, then also there is a status where you can block this chart of account to be used. Okay, then also if you are in ECC box, you will see this controlling integration here, where you have 3 options for the chart of account, whether you can say okay, no cost element will be maintained here. Okay, but if you want that chart of accounts will be having such kind of GL accounts which will be shared by financial accounting as well as cost and revenue accounting, so you need to create cost elements. Okay, so in that case you have 2 options, either you create cost element manually or you can create automatically also. Okay, both options are there. We will talk in detail when we go to that topic, but first understand here these general settings. Okay, now let's move to next topic. Now as I talk about that, there are several functionality of chart of accounts. It can be used in a standard or operating chart of accounts, it can be used as a group chart of accounts, or it can be used as a country specific chart of account. Okay, so keeping in mind this, in your company code you can think that your organization of your chart of account can be taken care in 2 possible ways. One is central organization, yeah, okay. So if in your organization we can define a chart of account which contains all accounts and can be used by all company codes. Okay, so this will become our operating chart of accounts for all company codes. And if we need to meet specific country requirements, we can use additional chart of accounts which will be country specific chart of accounts for each company code, as you see here. Okay, so let's say these are 3 company codes for a big organization. One is based out of India, then in Germany, and then in US. And as you see that they can work on similar kind of GL accounts. So we can have for daily activities. So we will have one operating chart of account here, which will be available across company codes. And then for some of the legal company specific requirements, we can have country specific chart of account which will have country specific uh, account number with associated with them. Okay, so what benefit we have then? It's enable cross company code cost accounting and also easier consolidation, right? Because same operating chart of account is there. But of course there will be some disadvantage because local accountant here, they will not be able to work directly on country specific GL accounts. Okay, that's for sure. But yeah, we can maintain alternate account in GL master data. We will see. Now let's move to next topic. There is another point of which we said decentral organization. Here what happened, that company is like that every account country says no, we will have our own country specific chart of account as an operating chart of account. Okay, so fine, then in this country company code IN will have its own chart of account as an operating, US will have its own, Germany will have its own. But in that case, for each this chart of account, see, like let's say CAIN, we will you remember that previous slide we have entered for consolidation group chart of accounts. So each of these operating chart of accounts should have that group chart of account mentioned there so that it can be consolidated. So advantage in this case is like accountants can use local country specific chart of account which align with their national requirement, okay, country requirements. But then there is a disadvantage also, because then there will be no cross company code cost accounting, okay, and consolidation will also be limited in that case. We need to enter some additional entries, like we need to enter trading partner and group account number for consolidation in your master data. Okay, so let's understand it more clearly, like whether we can use both approach or not. That can also happen. Okay, let's say for our big organization, there is companies in Europe which can use one chart of account, and then companies in North America which can use one chart of account. They agrees, and operating chart of accounts, basically I want to say operating chart of accounts. So EUCA is used by this and this, and if they have any country specific legal requirement, they can use, of course, country specific chart of accounts also. And then these both areas, yeah, like you and NICA, they can have one group chart of accounts also. So you can use it. It all depends how structured you want, yeah. But generally best approach is like what I see is this, that across global you can have one operating chart of accounts, and if needed you can maintain one country specific chart of account, and this way your consolidation and cross company code cost accounting is cost company code transaction accounting is very easy. Yeah, now let's move to next topic. Now you see previous that how group chart of account was assigned to operating chart of account if needed, but now the question comes, how chart of accounts which are like operating chart of account or country chart of account, specific chart of accounts, are assigned to a company code. This is the path which need to be followed if you are accessing SPRO screen. Here you can see that for this company code, you see this first column country chart of account is your operating chart of account, okay, and then the CT chart of this is your country specific chart of account if you need, and you can use one here also, right? And as you can see, all chart of accounts you can use for multiple company codes if you need. Okay, so this is how you assign them. So this one here is mandatory. Every company code should have operating chart of accounts. Okay, but country specific chart of account, group chart of account, that's all optional. It's all depends on your requirement. Okay, now let's move to next topic. We talk about this object account group there, right? So as I discussed earlier that I explained that account group is have two functionalities in GL account master records. One, it helps to define number intervals from which the account number is selected when a GL account is created. Okay, and also it helps to define the screen layout for the GL accounts in the master records when we are going to create in the company code specific areas and all. Okay, now let's go further and see the next point. So here, see, this is how it is used for number interval. When you go here, this path OBD4 is the T code and this is your SPRO path. You will see, let's say this is example for chart of account CAB. We have created several account group with its description that, okay, this is for asset accounting NL account group, then this is for balance sheet accounting, this is for profit and loss accounting. You can see you can have multiple account groups as per your need, and you can give your ranges. Okay. So like let's say if your account group is NL, then GL accounts will be created in this range, like that. Okay, it's totally flexible use. Only thing is like these should not range should not, I think, override each other, kind of things. Okay, so this is an account group, how it manages the number intervals, and then this is how it manages screen layout. So as you see there, you can click to this one line and then you come to this field status like magnifying glass. If you click here, you will see that for this chart of account, you will see your selection group, okay, where you want to do what. Then you can select anyone. Like here I selected group account control, and again clicking on this magnifying glass, I will see the field status here, which is like for the field in this accounting control with this particular account group, how it should behave. So it is like currency should be required entry, yeah, and it can, several field can be suppressed that you don't want to see at all. Then some can be required that you must be entering your values. Then several can be optional entries also, yeah, like if you enter good, if you don't enter, no problem. And then you can set them at the display that that if any values is populated, you can display only but no change. Okay, so this is mainly transactional based. So this is how account group helps in number intervals and screen layout in the GL account master records creation when we are creating. We will come to that topic later. Now come to next topic. So there was one was account group, okay, which control GL account master record screen layouts and number intervals as per the accounting group. And second topic is now come field status variants. So what functionality does field status do? Okay, what does it do actually is basically you should understand that this is kind of independent of your company code. Okay, and second is that it helps to define how a field, okay, will be available during the postings, if any, happening on that particular GL accounts. Okay, let's say on what all field status groups will be available. Okay, so it's here that first you come and you define your field status variant, okay, like here OBC4. Then under that you have to enter your field status groups, okay, which will be available in your GL account master records when you are creating. And for each field status group, again you will define that how it will react, these fields will be reacting to the when we are posting data on those GL accounts. Okay, let's say in general data here I am saying that, okay, when this particular any particular GL account which will have this particular GL field status group assigned to it, if you go to general data, then assignment number and text will be your optional entries there. Okay, and where invoice reference and all those fields can be suppressed. Okay, no need to enter, like that. Okay, so this is also very important to maintain, because this account group, remember, account group screen layout helps to how make availability will make fields available when you are creating GL account master records, and this field status variants when it is assigned to a company code, because first it is free of from the company code, yeah, but we assign them. First we create them, then we assign to a company code if you want to use. This is very flexible. And then here we define that how that GL account will behave when we are posting some transaction to that GL account, right? Let's, like if it is used in material management or for consolidation purpose and all, how it will react there. Okay, what fields should be updated. So this is how we control. Okay, and this is also very important, because these two settings should be maintained before we go to creation of GL account master records. So just remember, we are still not into creation of GL master record. Yeah, we are just creating some prerequisite needed for before creating our GL account master records. Yeah. Okay, now move to next point. I told you we have to assign. So this is the T code OBC5, and this is the field. You can assign your field status variant here. Yeah. Now this is here the topic, how we create and edit GL account master records. So if you go to SPRO path, you will find under master data GL accounts preparation, so many options are there. So you can create your GL account using some reference GL accounts already, or you can use data transfer workbench. Yeah, you can create GL accounts collectively, where you can change your chart of account data or company code data or account name if you want. Yeah, then you can create your GL account via individual processing. Okay, where we have two options, whether we can create GL account centrally, means we can create chart of account and company code data parallelly using TST code FS00. Then we have option of creating first chart of account data. As I told you, we have two areas in a GL account, chart of account area and company code specific area, right? So one chart of account data you create, or maybe one team who is only allowed to create chart of account data, right? And then another team can use for company code data creation also. Okay, we can discuss this also in detail. Yeah. Okay, so then also you have alternative methods where you can copy some GL accounts from one chart of account to another if you say it will serve your purpose, or even you can copy GL account from one company code to another if you say it will serve your purpose. Okay, these are T code OBY7 or OBY2. Now see here, I'm showing you centrally how the screen looks here, just to understand. Okay, that it will have both chart of account data and company code data here, all tabs available. Yeah. Now if I move to next, I mainly want to show you that you should notice that if this is our chart of account maintenance screen, right? So if in this chart of account, if I haven't entered any group chart of account for consolidation purpose, you will see in this type description tab, in the consolidation we only have trading partner but no group account number to enter, right? But as I maintain group chart of account here, you see only for consolidation purpose group account number automatically get populated, and system will, if I put it in change mode, system will ask to update it, right? So this is how, if you give group chart of account number, how the fields pop up in the chart of account master data screen. That's what I want to show you here. Now let's come here and we will discuss how GL account master data is created in chart of accounts level. Yeah, so if you want to create individually, you can go to FSP0. This is the path. Even you can follow menu path, SAP menu path here. This is the link. And here what happens, as I told you, that when you start creating chart of account area, it will contain three details, basically account number and name, okay, which will be valid across company codes. Then we will have GL account types, where you define what is the nature of this account, whether it is a balance sheet account, or whether it is an income statement account, or whether it is a cost element account, primary or secondary cost elements. Okay, you can use it like that also, you and whether it is in cash, bank, bank related accounts. Yeah, then you define your account group, where each account group organizes similar accounts and control master creation editing, as I told you. Yeah, and it also determines account number intervals and screen layout rules. And as I told you that these account groups should be defined before GL account creation. Yeah, we did it already. And then also we can enter our consolidation required entries with a trading partner or group account number, as I shown you earlier, right, on basis of group chart of accounts things. So now let's focus on each tab. You see here, this is just understand that these are ECC screens, not S4 screens. Okay, sorts. I will explain S4 also wherever changing, but first understand that these are the account group. Okay, so you can create your this chart of account. I have created these many account group. Okay, which we do in OBD4. Yeah, and so I have available this as a drop down. I can select when I'm creating which account group I want to put this account number, and then you remember we give number interval range, right? So it's like if GL start with 9,000, yeah, let's say from 9, I will not be able to enter 6,000 or something like that. Okay, system will stop it from us to doing. You can try. Then here P&L statement account type or balance sheet account, how it should be. As this is a retained earning account, so this is a balance sheet account type. Then you have short text and long text also available in the maintenance language. I have English, so all maintained in English language here. Then if you have consolidation purpose for trading partner, all you can maintain here, or if you need group account number, you can also maintain here. If you have group chart account links to your operational chart of account, and this is your operational chart of account. Then let, as I was talking a lot about S4 account type. Yeah, so you know in S4 SAP has bring balance sheet account type. Yeah, so these are accounts whose balances is carry forward at the fiscal year end, you know. So these are balance sheet accounts, you know. What are balance sheets account should be, yeah, like assets and all those accounts. Yeah, this should be balance sheet account, balanced account. Then there is one more account called non-operating expense or income account type now created, which are such accounts which uh, records expenses or gains from activities that are not part of the main purpose of the company. Okay, such as like non-operating and not operational expenses or income, because if it is operational then it will of course go to some primary cost or revenue kind of things, so we will create them here later. Yeah, but non-operational expenses you can maintain here. Okay, so like that option was there, right, whether no cost elements are needed. So it was like PNL created as no cost element needed. Then you have non-operating expenses, all those kind of stuffs. So here primary cost or revenue, where income statements account that function as a cost element for primary costs or revenue, they are created as a primary cost account type, and they reflect operating expenses such as payroll, selling expenses, or administration cost. And of course we can create our cost element category in the master data. Okay, here if you see here now, earlier yeah, you see here like an account X, one in chart of account segment, then they have company code specific settings. Yeah, and then they have controlling area specific settings also, like whether it is a primary cost or revenue account, or whether it is a secondary cost account type. Okay, so secondary cost, as you know, that these are income statements uh, which result from value flows within the organization, such as internal cost, equity cost allocation, or overhead allocations, and transaction kind of, right, which is pure controlling based. So this is also integrated to accounting now. You can see here from these account types. Then again, for bank reconciliation, you know, you used to have so many reconciliation account type for bank also, like sub accounts, yeah, clearing accounts kind of. So now SAP what has given that you can have a GL account that can be assigned to more than one house bank account okay, as a subledger, and for each hasbook account a GL account is required. And with the cash accounts type, yeah, these such GL accounts can be significantly reduced. Yeah, no need to have yeah, it's you can see like these are bank reconciliation accounts which are just you are used to, if you know, we have reconciliation account in SAP. We will talk about it later for our subledgers, customer vendors. So like for bank also, in the same line, SAP has provided cash account. Okay, so this is now I'm coming to next tab, which is keyword or translation. So in this tab, if you see, we have translation available. Yeah, and why is this needed? This is very important to understand that, let's say in your organization you are using some chart of account, this is here, which is maintained in English language, right? So corporate language is English, and thus English is the maintenance language for your chart of accounts. But let's say we have a company code in Germany also, where user are logging in German language. So if we have this translation key here and maintain, then this will automatically update to this language. Okay, otherwise I think it will be blank. You will not know what description will be there, because it is not maintained in that particular language, logon language, right? So that's where it's very helpful, because account name will be displayed in German. Yeah, otherwise, because logon language is D, and maintenance language is in EN, so the account name will not be displayed. Okay, so then it, you know, user will not be very sure that what this jail account is about if there are no description or naming is there, right? So that's why we use this translation functionality, chart of account level, and that's why it's very important to populate, yeah, translation of a GL account name. Or then let's come to information. Here you see this just nothing, just when this account was created and where it's created by whom. Yeah, so this was all chart of account view using transaction FSP0. Yeah, and you can have a team who have just access to FSP0 transaction, and they create information which can be used across all company codes. Yeah, then there is another area which I talk about, company code area, right? So if you want to specifically access that, we have FSS0. This is the menu path here, and then I will talk about what all details are available in the company code level, what all we maintain here. Very important topics. Yeah, let's dive into it one by one. First, let's discuss about account currency. So under control data tab in the company code, okay, these three tabs are there for company code. Okay, we have the field called account currency. Okay, now what is the importance of this? Whenever we are creating a GL account, it's very important to define the currency in which the account is to be kept. Okay, and this actually defines that when we doing some posting, which currency will be used when posting to this account, and also the currency in which transaction figures are updated and the account balance is displayed. Okay, so you can specify the account currency here. Okay, and if you give local currency here, let's say company code currency, because every company code has its own currency on basis of country which is there. Like let's say this is, if this country, the JCD, like in Germany, so it will have euro as a local currency or company code currency, so you can enter your account currency as euro here. Okay, and it has its own benefit when you maintain account currency same as the company code currency. Okay, because when we maintain that, then if you are posting your amounts in the okay, and if it is other than account local currency. Okay, in the understand like that, let's say our company code currency is euro, but you are posting transactions invoices which can be in USD or INR. System will automatically translate, okay, on basis of your exchange rate and all those transaction ratios, those currency values into local currency. So means GL account which are having account currency as a local currency, in that case it is allowed to post in other currencies also. Okay, you got it, right? And then there's another option also. We can have an account where you need it to be posted in foreign currency. Let's say account concept be some other than local currency, let's say some foreign currency. So maybe some kind of bank accounts can be there which just manage or handle values in foreign currency. Okay, so in that case, as you post, same it will be transferred. It will not be allowed to create post values in other currencies. They will be always like, if this particular account is maintained in USD, then you can post values only in USD in that accounts. Okay, and you can restrict no other, that can be scenario also, right? Okay, then let's move to next topic, where balance is in local currency only. Okay, so we set this indicator, defining balance is local currency, when basically this we set this indicator for our clearing accounts. Okay, because we always look for to clear values in our local currencies only, like company code currency, because let's say we have some kind of GRIR clearing accounts, right, and it may be that GR values are coming in uh, company code currency, but when it is invoiced, it may be some in foreign currency, right? So if this checkbox is ticked, right, so what will happen, for only balances will automatically get translated into local currency and clearing can happen easily. Yeah, so all cash account clearing accounts or clearing accounts for good receipt invoices receipts are where you can put this balance in local currency check. But also if you are using uh, accounts without open account management where no foreign currency are managed, you can set this indicator. Okay, and even this is set up no need to set up this for ARAP reconciliation accounts. Okay, because it will be taken care by subledger accounts itself, like, yeah, you have no need to set for that. um, then let's move further. Next topic is the tax category. Okay, what is this tax category is about? So under this tax category, we can define the type of tax that can be posted to this account, like whether it can be only input tax allowed or output tax allowed, or all kind of tax type, or only input tax account or only output tax account. Yeah, we can put this tax category here. So okay, and then you can see here we have posting without tax allowed. Yeah, so if you define this, uh, So it's like no tax code needs to be entered when posting to this account. And if tax code is entered, it will be checked with respect to tax category. Okay. So this is why when we use posting without tax allowed indicator, we do that. And then let's move to next topic, reconciliation account for account type. Okay. So basically we use this field to indicate GL accounts as being reconciliation accounts. Okay. So for each subledger account, you know that for each like customer or vendor, we have one reconciliation accounts. Yeah. That's how our customer vendors are linked to GL via these reconciliation accounts. You know that, right? We all know. So it can be like for multiple customers, we can have one GL account only or one-to-one also. It all depends on scenarios. Yeah. So uh, let's say receivables from goods and services. Okay, this can be also reconciliation account for customers. We can use reconciliation account procedure. So when we are using that, it is possible to create a balance sheet and profit loss statement at any time, since the amount posted to subledger accounts are also posted automatically in the general ledger account. So we can have that, right? No need of a separate uh, and also during reconciliation, we can check whether the balance of the reconciliation account matches to the balance of the corresponding subledger accounts. Yeah, like here, yeah, like customer accounts open and account receivables, how much open. Yeah, whether so we can see whether every value has moved from subledger to general ledger or not, right? So that's why we create these kind of accounts, and we mention also these reconciliation account for account type. Yeah. Okay. Hmm? Okay. Now moving to next topic, which is alternative account number. This is also very important field. So this alternative account number field in the company code is actually freely definable. First, this you can use to enter any legacy system data, or even if you have country specific chart of account linked to this particular operating chart of account, you can enter that country specific account GL account number for this GL account here. You got my point? In the company code. Okay, so you can use this alternative account number also. And this is when I say freely definable, means like there is no specific settings for that done, no validation in the background. It's like what is in your country specific, you can enter here alternative account number. That's why it is called freely definable. Okay, now let's move to next topic. Next topic is very important one, is like open item management and line item display in SAP ECC. Okay, so when we come to open item management, so open item management are general ledger accounts, basically balance sheet accounts, are have open item management checked if you see there is an offsetting posting for a given business transaction. Okay, and the balance of an account with open item management is equal to the balance of the open items. And then if you have open item management, so these GL accounts line item are always marked as open or cleared. Okay, so when I say cleared, it means that for that GL account, let's say if there is some debit posting, then of course there will be an offsetting entry as a credit also. And then when both debit posting and credit postings are there, it means this particular account is now cleared. And if we have open item as an open item, it means still some offsetting entries are missing for this particular accounts. Okay, and what kind of GL accounts we manage on open item basis? They can be bank clearing accounts, can be your payroll clearing accounts, your GRIR clearing accounts, they can be cash discount clearing accounts. Yeah, so these kind of all accounts can be used with the open item management settings. And again, the accounts which cannot be open item managed can be bank accounts, right? Then of course reconciliation accounts are because they are implicitly managed by subledger open item functions. Then of course there is a material stock accounts because they again are done by material things. Yeah, raw material accounts, these kind of accounts no need to do open item management. Yeah, it's just for posting, because these kind of accounts are generally used to have link from those particular modules to finance. Yeah, no need to have open and clear line items management for them. Okay, then that's where used open item management. Then there is also line item display. This setting was used to be we do for only for in ECC. In S4, this line item display is no longer needed because now we have capacity in AC Doka and all. Yeah, so basically what it was doing actually, this line item display, that if you post any document, okay, and so whatever item, okay, was line item was posted for GL account, they all come and sit in GL account line item display also. Okay, if you have line item marked. Yeah, okay, until unless it's not archived. So it's a kind of a load on database also, right? And in ECC we have to be very careful which kind of accounts we want to put in line item display, because then it will be saved in your GL accounts line item tables also. Yeah, in those entries, and then we need to archive it. But in S4 somehow in AC Doka and all coming into picture, HANA database architecture, line item displays automatically, no need to do it, and S4 itself decide like, okay, these kind of GL accounts I can put line item display, and this kind of GL accounts, yeah, which I no need to put in the line item display, like for example like reconciliation accounts, which we are not doing in ECC. Okay, because already all detailed information is contained in the subledger accounts. Then the sales revenue account, yeah, then material accounts or tax accounts, no need of doing line item display and also open item management. Okay, just understand one more thing, like if we have open item management and line item display is kind of necessary there, because then we have document posted line item in GL account, it will go and set whether it's a debit entry to this line item or whether it is a, okay, so we need it for open item management, right? So just understand like that, whatever are there in open item management, they have line item display, and if not open item management managed, then very less chances of having it as a line item display checkbox there. Okay, then let's move to next topic. Next is create a bank or interest. So here you see, here comes field status group. Yeah, this is where I said we have field status variant they are done. Okay, and that field status variant will have your field status groups, and that field status group can come and you can put in your GL account master data when creating in the company code level, because that field status variant, as you remember, assigned to the company code. Yeah, you can go back and check again, and from there this comes your field status group, and this help that when we are posting some accounting transaction to this GL account, what all fields are needed, okay, as a required entry, then what are the optional fields will be there, and which field will be hidden, not needed at all. Okay, so this is all. Then there is one more important field, post automatically only. Okay, so there also you can check from the company code that this particular GL account can be posted automatically. Okay, like some kind of cash discount, yeah, accounts, or profit and loss from foreign currency translations account, they all can be calculated and posted automatically by these systems, right? So you can decide in case of that accounts, these automatic postings are made. So you can decide that, okay, just click post automatically only. So this, and then of course you have to do some account determination settings, which will come and see later part of the course in other videos, relevant videos. But that's what we do. Okay, so what it happens, it helps to prevent any manual posting if you are doing to those accounts. Okay, and also it will be consistent then in that case, right? Because we have already setting, we know no manual entry will be there. Yeah, and such kind of, yeah, as I told you, like cash discount amount or profit and losses from foreign currency translations or tax accounts. Okay, because you have no subsequent tax due to post, and all those kind of tax accounts, type of accounts we can use and mark them as a post automatically only. Okay, so this is this part. Then um, if you go to information purpose, you can see here that when it was created by whom, what was the chart of account for this GL account, what is the country key for this company code, yeah, like which country it belongs to, and what is the controlling area. Also you have all the settings information available here. Okay, move to the next point. Important thing, if you want to do some kind of, let's say you want to block the GL account. So on basis of authorization, of course, you can access via this, and here you can then block your GL account at the chart of account level or at the company code level. So if you block at the chart of account level, so if you block for creation, it means that this GL account is available at the chart of account, but it is blocked for creation in the company code. Okay, then also you can block it for postings. Okay, and then you can block it for any planning uses also. Okay, and if you block that in company code level, like here, yeah, so you only block it for posting purpose, nothing else. Okay, and then there are some other functionalities also which we can do, like if you want to change GL account master records, right? Then when and what we can change for company code specific things. Okay, so as we talk about a lot of things, like important thing was currency key, right? So this also you can change for the accounts that have not yet been posted to. Then there is a tax category, only change for the accounts that had not yet been posted to. And let's say some account was there and you want to identify as a reconciliation account, so you have to be sure that this account should have a zero balance. Okay, and also should not be posted anything. Also, if you want to change open item basis of an accounts, okay, let's say first it was clicked as an open item managed, but you want to change it, or you want, then also you have to check that whether it should not have any balance on there and do not have any transactions. Yeah, like, and if always, if you want, so the important thing you have to understand is that any GL account which is uh, having some posting on them, some open amount on them, and you want to change some attributes on them, right? Other than description changes and all. Okay, these are normal things. But if you want to change major characteristics, let's say accounting, currency key, you want to change the tax category attribute, you want to change it to reconciliation account or coming out, or like vice versa, or not change reconciliation account, or open item basis settings and all. So for that you have to make sure that always that account balance should be zero first of all, open basis and all, or reconciliation account. But for currency keys and tax categories, nothing should be posted. Once done. Okay, that's all. Now let's see next topic. Let's understand how income statement accounts are treated in SAP. Okay, so we know that all income is P&L, profit and loss make over an year or period of time has to be transferred to retained earning accounts. Okay, and retained earnings are a balance sheet which represent net income of a company, okay, which has been kept and not distributed to shareholders as dividends. It is actually the accumulated profit that the business has retained over a year time and can be used for future investment or other company purpose as an owner's equity. Okay, so in SAP, before maintaining P&L accounts, we have to create a retained earning account for chart of accounts. Okay, and this can be done through OB53T code or following this SPRO path. Okay, now in SAP, either you can have one retained earning account or you can have several retained earning account also. It depends on scenarios. Okay, so let's say for all company codes in your uh, organization, uh, all P&L accounts are valid across company codes, and then you can pass transfer your P&L balances to a retained earning account at the year end. And for that you have to do a set maintain your specify your retained earning account here in OB53 with the key like X here. Okay, if it is 1 you can assign 1, and that particular key, if actually only 1, then in your P&L account you no need to put this key. Okay, like profit account type, uh, it will not ask in the GL account when you are maintaining it, but yeah, here in the company code the chart of account side. But if you have several retained earning accounts, can be scenario. And how it can be, let's say there are few P&L accounts which are valid for all countries, and there is some P&L account which are only valid for let's say for USA only. Okay, let's understand it like this. Okay, then in that case we can have different retained earning accounts also. Okay, right? Let's better understand by an example. Let's say in US we have special taxation provisions which are relevant to income in United States but not in Germany. Okay, and these provisions are posted to special income statement accounts which are needed in US only. And for all other postings you can use income statement accounts which are used both in US and other company codes in other countries. Okay, so in that case uh, when we are generating country specific financial statements, we can use retained earning account defined in X here like 90,000 for, which can be used for both German financial statements and uh, right, this one. But in US when we are generating our financial statements, okay, we can use both retained earning accounts 1 and 2 so that it is relevant to US, right? So you got my point. Then that's how we use several retained earning accounts, and how it can maintain by accounting key here OB53 X and Y. And we can tell in SAP when we are creating our chart of accounts in the master records, when we are creating our P&L accounts, which kind of account type it will be, like whether it will be X or Y. If you give X, then when we do retain transfer from P&L to retained earning accounts, it will go to 900,000, and if we give it in the master record it should be Y, then it will go to 900,001. Okay, so that's how we maintain it. Yeah, so that's it. Hope you like this video. and found this helpful. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and drop your questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.